Hi everyone, welcome back to Metanoia. My name is Carrie Jane, and today I'm doing the Numerology of June. Just a quick reminder, this is not specific to any year. This is just based on the calendar year. This is a playlist that I'm working on, so be sure to check out my calendar year playlist to learn more about the months through the lens of numerology, of course. And so now we're in June. And June, I think, is a very underrated month. We are at a halfway point. We have the summer solstice. We're going to talk about the number 6, how this affects the energies, or rather, how the energies affect us. And there's just a lot to talk about, surprisingly, for the month of June. I think that often we put a lot of emphasis on October, November, December, for good reasons. They're double digits. There's a lot more going on there. We're about to start a new year. I get it. We're going to eventually get there and talk about the significance of that. But I don't know, just there's something about June. Every single year of my life, I can remember an important June. I can remember the feeling of coming to that halfway point, of learning how to embrace certain things, and in the process letting go of others so that I can switch my focus, etc. So yeah, let's just begin. Let's start talking about June. It's always a great feeling to come to the halfway point of the year, see how far you've come, and see where you want to go. In this 6th month, we are greeted with harmony, compassion, and family. Those are the key attributes of the number 6. Most often, personally, I see this number come up as a sign of family obligations in strange ways, in ways that are expected and unexpected even. So I always associate the number 6 with that, and it kind of makes sense. This is the time of the year where perhaps still we have some graduations to go through that we maybe haven't done in May yet. Like, for example, here in the US, a lot of high school graduations happen in June instead of May. Or perhaps there's a graduation and now you have to go to a family party, so you're interacting with family a lot. The weather is finally above a certain temperature, you're having more and more barbecues. Just family events are happening. And so this is a time where you might find that your obligations in regards specifically to your relationships kind of become a deeper focal point throughout the year. We also have Father's Day this month, so that's something to take into consideration, although we had Mother's Day last month, so take it with a grain of salt, as they say, but that's something worth mentioning. What I've spoken a lot about regarding the number 6 is that it's not just an obligation to others that you have, but also to yourself. So this is a great time of the year to nurture your talents, nurture your gifts. Basically, last month was May. We were in a very chaotic kind of vibration of the year, technically speaking. Just taking a break from looking at the universal or global month number for a second. And so it's this time of the year where we're being called to kind of tune ourselves, become in tune with the frequencies that we want to become in tune with for the remainder of the year. Often I think that this is a kind of realization month regarding our personal month numbers. So whatever personal month that you're in, something happens this month a lot of the times where it's like, oh, I know what I need to do now. And we'll see that kind of come up a little bit again in September when we need to start to wrap things up and really do certain levels of work that we haven't yet so that we can actually switch our focus yet again. But there's something about this month where we need to harmonize with our purpose, harmonize with what's going to feed our souls, not just something that happens to us passively. So a lot of time this is a month where we got to slow down because maybe we just were too busy the whole year to look at things a certain way in order to experience that kind of harmonization, etc. Perhaps you're not exactly where you want to be in the year. You know, perhaps just things got ahead of you. I don't know, just life happens, right? Okay, this is the time to kind of regroup yourself, not get organized like we did in April, not just make a lot of plans and try to create something, you know, kind of like excitable in our lives, but like really dig down deep and just get creative. Enjoy the I don't know, just enjoy the day in a way that is less about celebration, less about, you know, hard work, but more about, like I said before, just like how can you feed your soul. And I wrote down like a little list here of like really specific things that you could do that kind of remind me of what that's like, how to get back into that. Perhaps you haven't gotten as far as you'd hope in the beginning of the year. Forgive this and open your heart to the possibilities for the year, because we have a whole other half of the year yet. Like, don't worry, like it's going to be okay. It's all going to work out. By showing yourself this kindness, you can nurture peace and harmony in your life. It's also worth noting that when we switch our focus to nurturing ourselves and others, we suddenly have more to give, and we could even potentially feel like we have more. We are grateful in this way, and so 6, I think personally, in the month of 6 of June, is also a great time to experience a level of gratitude. Maybe your family isn't perfect. Maybe your situation, in life isn't really perfect right now. But perhaps if you just take a moment to get in the flow of life again, you'll actually see how abundant you are and how you have more to give to others than you think. You know, just by being present and being in this kind of state and switching your focus to this, you would just be surprised at how all of a sudden things kind of start to change a little bit. You feel a little bit more at peace. You feel like your dissonant sounds in your heart and in your mind start to kind of coalesce and become more harmonized. And it's a really good place to be in the year, as long as you feed that instead of the stressors, instead of giving yourself and never, you know, figuring out how you need to nurture yourself at the same time, never, you know, forgiving yourself for not being where you want to be, etc. So it's in this way that hopefully we can have a positive turning point for the remainder of the calendar year. So just as an example, this is personal to you, so make your own list if you want, but I just wrote down a list of examples of what this looks or feels like, rather, and kind of like my advice for things that you could do this month to help you get there. So I wrote here, cook a fun meal, cook your favorite food, spend time with family, help your neighbor with yard work. That's rewarding in a way, a very deep way that is hard to articulate here. Have an all-day fun day with your kids, run through the sprinklers, go to a concert, write a poem about the ocean, watch the sunrise, play an instrument, sing, make a bouquet of wildflowers, not endangered wildflowers, not sensitive plants. Know your plants, your native plants, and what to pick and what not to pick. Take time to listen to the rain or a river. This is what I mean by feed your soul. And this is a great thing to do this month. And we will inadvertently or intentionally be setting the intention for the rest of the year with the coming of the solstice. And I called it a summer solstice in the beginning of this video, but it really is just a solstice because the southern half of the planet is obviously going through the opposite right now. I had mentioned in the beginning of this video that I can remember a lot of Junes that were very important to me. Let me know in the comments if June is a special month to you, if you have any good or perhaps even bad memories of June. We all have our own cycles, and perhaps sometimes we have certain months where certain things tend to happen for us. So let me know in the comments. I know personally, I just remember a lot of graduation parties. I remember all my older siblings' graduation parties. I remember my own graduation party from high school, and not just in realizing now that it wasn't just also how is the rest of my year gonna go, but how is the rest of my life gonna go. Pretty pivotal solstice, especially since it happens at the end of the month, and our graduation happens at the end of the month as well. Lots of Junes where summer's beginning and I'm starting to dream a new dream. You know, I think that's kind of like where the summer romance idea comes from. I think when June happens, all of a sudden we're ready for this kind of romantic side of life. So yeah, story time. Just let me know what your what your dreams are like, if you have a particular liking or emphasis on them in any way. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you would like a reading with me, you can just check out the description below. That has all the links that you'll need, as well as the links to my social media accounts if you would like to follow me there. And please like, comment, and subscribe on my videos, because that helps me a lot, and it makes it so that those who are meant to find my channel can. So I'll see you all soon. Hope you have a lovely June, and take care, everyone.